Gigi Birmingham's house needs a complete overhaul.
It's just so hot in the summer and so cold in the winter.
From major systems
the furnace is 5 times bigger than it needs to be.
to aesthetics,
Charisse is suggesting that we move plants away from the house.
she's willing to go the distance.
I just feel like it's the right thing to do.
But will it all be worth it?
I think they say that greening your house adds 25% value. I hope that's true.
Find out next on Greenovate. Gigi Birmingham is no stranger to the green movement. In fact, she's been trying to live a sustainable life for decades.
I've always been somewhat environmentally conscious, I guess, since the 70s, where we didn't flush our toilets. It was like, if it's yellow, then it's mellow. If it's brown, flush it down, which I just started doing again.
Gigi's home is 1,600 square feet with 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms in the hills of Pasadena, California. Built in the 1950s, the house is poorly insulated and goes from uncomfortably cold in the winter to unbearably warm in the summer. Aside from her environmental concerns, Gigi is also a realtor who pushes her clients to go green. And now, she wants to practice what she preaches.
I think as a realtor, I'm going to feel proud that I have done to my house what I'm constantly recommending that others do to their homes. You know, I just feel like it's the right thing to do. So it's going to feel good.
Gigi has 3 months and $60,000 to remodel her home. Aside from health and comfort, she wouldn't mind if her house appreciated in value too.
I think they say that greening your house adds 25% value. I hope that's true.
To help allay some of Gigi's fears, she's brought in Charisse Dunn of Healing Spaces by Design to be her green consultant.
Hi, Charisse. Yay, you're here. My name is Charisse Dunn, and I'm a green consultant for existing residential as well as new construction.
The first stop is Gigi's kitchen, where she's ready to make some big changes.
A lot of this stuff is sort of
Interesting, right?
interesting, yeah.
Like there's no hood here.
Yeah, there's
so we
no
need to
hood.
put a hood because this is a combustible appliance.
That would be good. And speaking of the stove, we'd like to...
You want to replace this one?
Yes,
okay.
please.
And this fridge is also going as well, right?
The fridge is, yeah, really old, and I'm sure it's extremely inefficient.
We were going back and forth about the floor.
Yeah,
Have you decided what you want to do with that?
Well, I think it needs to be changed out, that's for sure. Oh, and of course there's the whole lighting situation, because the house is just so dark.
Well, we kind of talked about doing some track lighting here.
Yeah.
Using halogens.
Good.
And I spoke to an electrician, and his hobby is turning existing fixtures into LED lights.
Great.
Which is even better than the low voltage halogen.
Let's go into the dining area now.
Okay.
Mostly it's the windows throughout the house. They're just the old aluminum frame,
With a single pane.
single pane, and I
Okay.
think it's just like having them open as far as energy conservation.
Yeah. And in the wintertime, you're going to be losing a lot of heat through here.
Aside from heat and cold, another issue Gigi wants to address is the lack of natural light in some of her rooms.
If we don't have lights on, it's just
This is
pitch black.
a dark hole here.
Yeah.
So we talked about doing a skylight here, and I'd love to put in a venting skylight there for you so that you can actually get hot air out in the cool of the evening. And when it's open, if one drop of rain hits it, it automatically closes. So you know, even if you're not here, you don't have to worry about moisture coming in.
And here's the bedroom.
All right. We talked about how important the bedroom is to be the healthiest in the house, right?
The healthiest place,
Right,
yeah.
because we spent 8 hours sleeping here, hopefully 8 hours.
Right.
So there are a number of things that we wanted to do. We're going to repaint, so let's do a very non-VOC paint. Not just low VOC, but non-VOC paint. And then the other thing you were mentioning was to do some wall-mounted light fixtures.
Yeah.
That would just free up some space and make this room look a little bigger.
Yeah, that would be good.
I think that would be fabulous.
Good.
Gigi's backyard needs some help too, especially where some of the plant life is taking over.
Bamboo just sucks so much water. Our water bill is huge. But I'm a little bit mystified. I don't really know what to do landscaping-wise.
Definitely, at least with the bamboo, we need to address that. And what we really want to have in here is drought tolerant and as many native plants as possible so that we're using less water.
Yes.
Less water, save money.
Good.
From an elevated vantage point, Gigi has some high hopes for her roof.
Now, the first thing you see when you get to the house is the roof. It's a major aesthetic point. That's all you see.
It is, and it's also what's making you bake, because there's no insulation on this roof. So I'm really pleased that you need to replace it, because it's giving us an opportunity to make you comfortable again.
Okay, good.
So by taking this roof off, we can put in polyiso insulation, and we can take out those turbines too, so you're not going to have so many things on your roof.
All right.
Because we're going to create a very comfortable temperature within your house. You're not going to need those anymore. We also talked about solar.
Yes.
So,
yes.
but because of the aesthetics of this, because you see it, we were talking about integrated solar.
Yes.
And that's where the panels meet with the roof. They're not sitting on top.
What I hope to learn from this experience is that you can remodel and remodel green without it being a tremendous shift to your life, and that the greening of your house can be something that brings you tremendous satisfaction and a feeling of doing the right thing.
Coming up, a little experiment may have big consequences.
Our test result is much leakier than we'd expect for this size of a house.
It's day 2 of Gigi Birmingham's green remodel in Pasadena, California. Since one of Gigi's main complaints is the extremes of heat and cold in the house, Charisse, her green consultant, has brought in a special team to conduct a home performance test. When greening your home, sometimes the best offense is a good defense.
Today we are at Gigi's house, and we're going to be doing home performance testing. We're looking for how much the house is leaking and find out what's going on with the AC and with the heater, and how we can make this house much more efficient. We use door blowers and duct blasters, and we really quantify what's going on in the house. We test all the combustible appliances, make sure that they're working correctly and not giving off carbon monoxide and poisoning the people in the homes.
And we use smoke to see that the airflow is up the flue rather than out. So 451 CFM of duct leakage. That's an extremely high duct leakage, probably in the neighborhood of 50 or 60% of total fan flow.
The experts use another technique, the door blower, to measure leakage from the entire house, not just the air ducts.
What this does is give us an estimate of the number of square inches of hole or leaks between the inside and outside of the house, so through the house. So our test result is much leakier than we'd expect for this size of a house. So we have a hole size of about 500 square inches.
Roughly size of a window? What size window would
Yeah,
that be?
it's like having a window open.
When Gigi gets home, she gets the bad news, but isn't completely surprised.
Even better than what we expected. Serious?
The airflow is only about 55% of what it should be, and the furnace is 5 times bigger than it needs to be.
The team proposes switching to a new hydronic heating system, which warms the home using water from the hot water heater. It's a much more green system, but will end up costing Gigi more than she had budgeted.
It's disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. There's a solution. I was afraid they were going to say, look, you're going to have to completely revise your entire plan, so that didn't occur. And in fact, they said that this was an eminently fixable house.
The solution is a pretty radical systems overhaul. The first step on the long road to green is to get rid of the old, inefficient HVAC system and ductwork. All of the metal parts and plastic ducts being removed will be sent off and recycled. The next day, the high-efficiency hydronic HVAC system is installed, and new vents are cut for better air circulation.
Perfect balance. Yeah, I need help.
Also down below, the crew is installing a radiant heat floor system for her bathroom. Plastic tubing filled with warm water will heat the floor from below, radiating heat up and out to fill the room.
Hot water is 1/7 of the cost of an electric radiant floor, so not only is this going to be super comfortable, but it'll be affordable and better for the environment.
It's week 3, and Gigi is about 1/3 of the way through her renovation. Today, a major piece in the temperature control puzzle is falling into place. A new green, efficient roof.
Today is a really exciting and scary day for Gigi and Matt because we're tearing their roof off their house. The asphalt shingles are not just coming off, we're going down to the particle board and all the way down to tongue and groove.
Matt and Gigi have no insulation at all in their current roof. And that's one of the reasons that they experience such extremes of hot and cold in the house. With the roof exposed, it's the perfect time to install a skylight that will bring a flood of natural light into Gigi's dark living room.
One down, 1/4 inch.
And the next day, they get the insulation they so badly need.
We're going to be putting in polyiso, which is a solid, rigid insulation. And it's the densest insulation you can get per square inch.
Finally, Gigi and Matt get their solar installation. But don't go look for